Welcome to another new video. This is a full service on a Ford Ranger 2013 model 2.2 diesel. We've got the air filter, the cabin filter, the fuel filter and the oil filter, as well as the sump plug to change. We're going to pop the bonnet when she's locked. Ford Rangers have a sensitive oil pump. The oil change will need to be completed within 10 minutes. Otherwise, if you leave it draining too long, what can happen is the oil pump will drain completely. Therefore, when you start up the vehicle with fresh oil in, the oil will not be able to prime the pump because it's been drained fully of oil. So it's very, very crucial that you do it within 10 minutes of draining and refilling and starting the vehicle straight away to avoid any oil draining out of the oil pump. Otherwise you could cause serious engine damage. Time sensitive oil change. You want to get all your tools ready. And I don't know about you, every time you open one of these, all your tools just fall out. And then obviously you'll be hunting for your tools. So I'm going to get it ready. Right, I'm going to get the oil drain ready. And your sump, 13mm. Yep, that's right. So I'll leave that there ready. Almost up to temperature now. So what I'm going to do is just check. So it's a 27mm straight on there. I've got a couple of extensions. Just like so. And that'll be ready with the ratchet once I've turned the engine off. Right, now the engine's off, I'm just going to pull the cover off. And then I'm going to undo the filler cap. Just rest it there like that. Dipstick out. That's just to help with the airflow. So being time sensitive, I want it to be quick. So I'm going to start with the filter. Okay, let's get this undone. I'm starting with the oil filter because I'm not actually draining the oil yet. Lovely. Pull this out slowly. There we are. Let's get that changed. Okay. Pull the filter out. Looks like that's come with it. So you can see there. Let's just pour that in there. That's just come out, so that just needs clipping in just like that. So it looks like it's the same both sides. However, this filter does look a little bit different. It's got a little bit sticking out here, but I can't see that being a major problem. Oh look, clips straight in. Lovely. Just wanted to check that. So what I'm going to do, just going to give that a wipe, the old oil. Make sure we don't leave any tissue behind. Back in there. Lovely. Now I change the seal. Probably good to have a little bit of lubricant on it. Just run a little bit of the old oil over it.
down one side and then run your finger along, then shimmy it down. There we go. Just make sure it's running in that big groove there. So that is now ready to refit. As you can see, there's a bit of old oil in there, so I'm just going to chuck this in there and try and absorb some. There we go. Chuck that in the drainer. Just do that again. There we go, that'll do for now. Now, new filter with the new seal on it. Screw that in as far as I can with my hand. There you go, that's tight. Okay, now time to drain. This is the sensitive bit, so you've got to let it drain, and when it's empty, put the plug straight back in and then fill it up straight away and then start it up. So here's the drain plug. Let's get that loosened off. Now I've got a new sump plug to go back on this, so I'm not worried about this. What I'm going to do though is it looks like it's at an angle, so I'm just going to angle this until it starts flowing. Really catch, there we go. So it comes out at an angle. Make sure your drainer is still going to be under it when it starts dripping. So while I'm waiting for that to drain, I'm just going to get the cap off because they're a bit fiddly, because once I put that sump plug back in, I want to be able to fill it up straight away. And also unwrap your new sump plug so it's ready. Got my funnel ready to fill up with oil. I'm going to just need to move it a little bit. It's got a bit of wind. If you've got any brake cleaner, just clean the area if you can. Get the new sump plug in. Right, let's fill her up. Right, let's get the oil in it. Five litres done. The next 5 litres. There you go, use 8 litres. Let's get that back on. Cap back in, start her up. So we'll probably get an oil light to say low oil pressure. There we go, oil light's gone out. What can happen is the oil light can stay on, and that's bad news. You don't want that. That means the oil has drained from the oil pump and then it's running dry, just full of air, and therefore it's no longer circulating the oil inside the top end of the engine, and that's bad news. You don't want that. Okay, now I've taken it for a little test drive. Let's check the oil level again. Yeah, it's just there. It's very hard to see because it's such clean oil. But that's good. There we go. Okay. Now onto the air filter. That was probably the hardest bit, getting it out of the box. Let's plonk it there. Right, you've got 3 tabs. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there she is. So we get that out. If it's dirty in here, you might want to give it a clean, but that's pretty clean to be fair. Let's get the new one. The only thing you do need to know is that little lug. That little lug needs to go in that little recess there, so it only goes one way. But there you go, you can see the difference between the two. If you need it changing, see that there, little lug. That means it just doesn't turn. Easy as that. And then just make sure it feels seated. That's it. Easy as that. Get it all one-handed. Done and dusted. Get rid of that. Okay, next up, cabin filter. So, here, you pull that side in and down, and you pull that side in and down. And then that reveals the location of the cabin filter. Pinch these two together, pull out, and then pull out. There's the cabin. See if this was worth changing. I think so. Very, very mucky. Let's just clean out any other crap that's in there. That was it really. It's pretty clean in there to be fair. Sometimes they have a flow direction and you've got to look for an arrow, and what that means is the air would flow from outside through here into the cabin. But this doesn't have an arrow, so this could probably go any direction. So to compare the two, so that just says airflow direction down. It came in that way, so that means the air comes in through here, hence why all the crap's on top, and then filters it through that way. But this doesn't have a direction on it. I believe it might be this way, because the lips here and then the lip here is the same, and the same here also. So I'm going to put it in that way, or that way, doesn't matter, but this way's at the top. So let's put it back in. you can feel where it stops. Get your little wipe that dirt off. So you stick your lug in like that, and then you close it, and then this will just clip into place. No tools required. Just there, little white mark on it, in at an angle. Close, push, and then just give it a little pull. Make sure it's not going to come undone. But that's changed. Push in, close. Now throw that one in the bin. Okay, now it's time to dispose of the oil. Best way to do that is to take your cap off and pour it into there. My drainer's got a little nozzle, so it's handy to pour into the actual old oil container. Okay, time for the fuel filter. Just pull that one up. Just literally put it in, twist, it lifts it up. Put it off gently, and what I'm going to do is get a bit of rag first, in case it spills, because you never know. Nope, just a little drop. That was okay. What about the second one? No, we're good, we're good. Let's get the one underneath. Pretty confident they're not going to leak anymore. Oh god, it says that and that pisses out. Okay, I'm going to leave that on so I can pull it out, twist it to hold the fuel in. Plug down here, it needs to be unplugged. You push that in, see if you can do it one-handed. Oh, you can, and then you unplug it. Okay, right, so there. I'll show you once I get the filter out. It's on little lugs that holds the filter housing in. So I'm going to pull her up. Pull that one on, that one off. Oh, hold it. It's not to leak out anymore. Hold it like that so no fuel comes out. As you can see here, it says open, arrow that way. There's an arrow here on the housing. What you want to do is meet that arrow with that arrow when you do it back up. Just remember how you took it apart. You don't want to get it the wrong way around. Just inspect your filter. I've got lots of black in there. Not very nice fuel. Give it a re-clean. That way. gasket. That's the old gasket. Just get yourself a little pick. Nice and easy, like that. Just like the oil filter housing. Make sure it's seated correctly. So you've got little tabs here and here. It's just the two. So you want to make sure you get that in the right position. So there. Got like a little locator. But what's funny is you could get it in there as well. So it looks like you've got a few choices. Right. Got to give it a bit of a squeeze. Push it in. That's it. There we go. You'll feel it as you squeeze it together. And just keep tightening. Oh look, that's already gone tight. And the arrows are lined up. Okay. Feed the housing. Feed the housing wire underneath. There we go. There's the plug that I just fed under this bracket. So there's the bracket. You like feed it. It's like a feeling process. You'll feel it when you're in the right place. Now I'm going to have to lift it up because this hose, this blue pipe, is slightly trapped. Okay, a bit fiddly, these pipes keep getting in the way, so I've just lifted it up a little bit, push it back down again. There we go. Right, let's get the bottom ones on first. Right, two bottom ones are on, top blue one. There we have it. Bit of a mucky job, that one. Okay, now that the filter's changed, let's see if she starts. Usually what I do is I fill the fuel filter housing with diesel, but I didn't this time, so let's see what happens. What I'm going to do, let the fuel pump prime and see if that's going to help fill up the fuel filter housing. I'm going to do it a couple of times, do like a couple of cycles on the ignition to help start up the fuel pump. Leave it on for 5 or so seconds. Off again. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully if it does start first time, I'm going to keep the revs up just to then clear any air that might be in the system. So this is the third time, and I'm going to give it a go this time. Just keep the revs up.
revving it. Oh, didn't like that, did it? Ignition back on to prime. But this is going to be a nightmare to start again. Okay, I've made a mistake. So when I don't obviously film that often, I'm obviously got concentration on the camera and I'm forgetting things, so this is in place, but I forgot to plug in the electronic cable from the fuel filter housing. Now you've got to find it. Oh, there she is, just there. There you go. There you go, that's now it's in. Don't know what that is. Go away in the bin. So yeah, make sure you plug this in, otherwise the electronic fuel pump won't work. So let's try again. This might be difficult still because the initial startup is going to be more difficult because there's now air in everything. So there you go, I can actually hear something different this time, so the fuel pump is definitely priming. Let's try one more time and then I'll do the start up. It almost done something then, didn't it? The battery's going flat on me now. Right. This is where you need to get one of these. I'll show you how to use this. Make sure your ignition's off before you do it. Although I never get a flat battery, it doesn't like. Battery doesn't hold charge very well, and it's not that old apparently. So get yourself on the positive and the negative. Get your power bank. So charge cables go in there. Plug it all the way in. There we go. Make sure your connectors are on. It says they're correct, so that means it's the right way. That's how much power you got. And then you've got about 10 seconds to push this button and then start it. So you'll hear like a little click. There you go. Press it twice. Let's try it. So now, I didn't like that. You could certainly see the difference in the turning over speed. Press it again. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. I've got a result
to easy start, where I messed up and left the plug undone. It's drained all the fuel and it's full of air. Okay, mate. Okay, try again.
What is that?
Try again. There we go, all complete. Gives you a good insight of what happens when something goes wrong. Obviously, I'm recording on the camera and trying to show you guys how it's done so you can tackle this at home. Where I'm concentrating on the camera, I did forget to plug back in that fuel housing plug, so therefore the fuel pump wasn't priming. When I started it up initially, the fuel from the filter housing to the injector did drain out, and that's why it cut out. But if you do make that mistake like I did, therefore you can follow the steps that I done. Use the easy start. It's best to have easy start rather than brake and clutch cleaner. So easy start just helps lubricate the bores, whereas brake and clutch cleaner will dry the bores and can cause further damage. It's unlikely, I've never seen it happen. I have used brake and clutch cleaner in the past when I used to work in a garage, and it's never been a problem, but easy start is the way forward. You can put diesel in the fuel filter housing. You can get like a hand vacuum pump. If you look at my other videos, I've done that with a Ford Cougar, where I used a hand vacuum pump where I was pumping through the fuel to get all the air out of the fuel filter housing. So go and have a look at that video. And yeah, if you liked the content of this video of the full service, you know, it's easy to tackle it at home on your drive. You don't even need the ramps if you don't want to. You can just crawl under it on this type of vehicle because it's quite high. Like I said, I did use the jacks just to make sure it was safe, because the ramps that I've got are very old and they are, you know, on their last legs really. So a heavy vehicle like this, I didn't really want it to fall on me. So that's why I use the jacks. You know, safety first. You don't want to get crushed by a car, you know, where my wife and kids are home. You know, they ain't going to be able to do much to help you. So, you know, just make sure you got your safety sorted first. But yeah, I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you very much. And please like and follow.